Your microphone ain't on. Your microphone's not on. In the stream, it's not on.
Oh my god. I'm a rookie. What in the world, chat? I'm a rookie. I've been talking for 6 minutes and my microphone wasn't on. Oh my gosh. I am a fucking rookie. My bad. Well, that is a very interesting one. Luckily enough, someone jumped up here and let me know. I wasn't looking at chat. We were right into the racing action. We did a whole heat race. What in the world? Oh my gosh, chat. What a rookie move right there. That is... Fuck. I wish someone would have jumped in here a little sooner. That would have been nice, but it's all good. It's all good. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in here. A little bit of a silent video there to start this stream. We figure we'd give you guys a little bit of a silent video, let you guys hear the cars out there on the racetrack and just get to see me, you know, doing a little bit of, a silent video there for you. As we're going to get ready to rock and roll. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here in heat race number 2, but we're going to take a quick look back and see what happened here. Is unfortunately the 20 ride tries to go up and throw that slide job move, and unfortunately it just does not work out for him here. Let me see if we can play this back just ever so slightly here as mayhem is happening. It all starts right here as Austin Sessions throws that slider. Unfortunately, doesn't clear Colton Herbert. They get up into the outside wall. Herbert has to shut down the bottom of the racetrack, and then from that point on, it's on like Donkey Kong as everyone getting tied up into this one. The 00 with contact, both the 09s in there, the 17 of Ian Logan nowhere to go. Here comes everybody else in the frame, as well as everybody getting tore up here in this one, man, and there was a lot of contact and a lot of tore-up race cars, but we are back to green flag racing nonetheless. As out in front is the Cha-Cha Motorsports and number 00, Drew Jockman. Out in front, Jackson Reitzler. They're in position number 2 with BJ Goodnight and Stephen Gaines rounding out our top 4. 4 drivers transfer through into the A main feature event. Everybody else goes to the consolation races as we get one more lap left to go, and the battle's on here. The 11 ride is actually the 09 ride of Ethan Johnson trying to get that final transfer spot. As here's Colton Herbert right to his back bumper, right underneath him, trying to jump into that final spot. He's not very happy. He's going to get into the back of the 09 ride, but it's all over as Drew Jockman picks up heat race win number 2 on the evening. So we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here for heat race number 3. Heat race number 3 about to get underway here. Let me see if we can quickly pull up some more of our chats here over on YouTube and everything else, so that way we don't miss as much of this stuff that we have. Yeah, oof. Microphone was muted that whole time, chat. That's absolutely wild. Aaron, my favorite announcer, what's good, Doug? And Doug and Herbert coming in, showing the love. Matt Fletchell says, hey, girl, what's good, Matty? What's good, my boy? Yeah, my mic was muted there for about the first 6 minutes of the broadcast. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. My boy Ty Dickinson says, hey, the best in the business messes up every now and then. Yeah, every once in a while you mess up. Listen, if I had my third monitor, if I had my good PC, none of this would have ever happened. Okay, I'm running off 2 monitors, I'm running off a laptop, and it just doesn't quite work, and everything is just kind of a little bit all over the place without the other PC being here, and it's definitely a struggle bus here for me in this one, as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. Heat race number 3 out there on the racetrack. Starting on the pole, it's the Speed Ranch 09 rod. We just saw him pick up the checker flag of the first race of the evening. That is Tanner Tomasi. He's outside in the Tri-City Speed Machine. It's the 11 of Shane Yates. You see the 33 ride, that is Jaden Anderson. To his outside, it's Hayden Tolleson. And then down on the inside of row and number 3, we see Matt George and Calvin Crawley. And we see Scott Dobbs, Curtis Griffin, Red Caudill, Dax Barentine, Michael Blessing, Steven Stefanski, and John DeBois rounding out the field. As quickly, we are back to green flag racing here at Eldora Speedway. Tanner Tomasi on the loud pedal, looking to pick up yet again another checkered flag here this evening. It's Hayden Tolleson trying to hold on to position number 2. Here's the 327 ride, working himself around Shane Yates and Jaden Anderson, as Anderson trying to stay right there in position number 3, taking a look down low, trying to find a hole here underneath that 327 of Hayden Tolleson. Some great racing action here at the front of the field, but at the very front of the field, it's the 09 ride of Tanner Tomasi continuing to pull away here. He was doing the same thing in the UMP Modifieds, and he's looking to try to continue the same thing here in these super late models. Shane Yates back to position number 4 here, as he's still looking for more, but he's trying to hang on, as here comes the 23 of Matt George. Is going to slide him here. The 23 of George up into position number 4 and looking for more now, as here comes Brett Caudill down low as well, as they're starting a freight train around the 11 machine, as Shane Yates is trying to hang on to position number 5 on the racetrack. Contact around goes Caudill. The 29 right has got Dobbs collected, the 1 right in there as well. No caution flag. Everyone going to keep on rolling. A tough break right there for Michael Blesky, as he got tied up in that one. Is out in front. Tanner Tomasi continuing to show these drivers how to get it done. Hayden Tolleson there in position number 2, with Jaden Anderson in position number 3 in the 33. Then you see Matt George up into position number 4 and looking for more, with Shane Yates trying to hold off the 21 ride of Calvin Crawley, as Crawley going to work himself up in front of that number 11 ride, but Shane's going to pay him back there in 3 and 4 as they continue to duke it out. The white flag has been displayed, so one more time down the backstretch. Into corner number 3 and out at corner number 4, and another checkered flag here this evening, going to the 09 ride of Tanner Tomasi, as he picks up heat race win number 3. Hayden Tolleson there in 2nd, Jaden Anderson in 3rd, and Matt George in that 4th and final transfer spot. Woo! What a run, what a race there in heat race number 3. Man, we've seen some crazy action already in this one, but we're going to get ready for our first consolation race of the evening, and I do believe, bear with me here, I do believe that we are going to see... There we go. We are going to see 6 cars again. 6 cars from our consolation races coming in, and unfortunately everyone else going out here. So 6 drivers will make it into the show. Everybody else will load up their rides and join the fans in the stands here this evening, as they all get stacked up down pit side behind our official iRacing pace truck. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing with our first consolation race of the night. We'll quickly get some shout-outs here. Let's make sure we get everything rocking and rolling. I barely even had time here in this one. The practice also came early in this race, too, so that kind of also messed me up a little bit, you know? That will mess me up just ever so slightly here this evening, too. There we go. Twitch, rocking and rolling. Make sure everything is good on all the channels. Quickly open up Facebook chat. There we go. There we go. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, our C main consolation race is about to get underway here as these drivers loaded into the sim and ready to rock and roll. As my boy Duggan Herbert coming in, showing the big love here in this one. Says, love you, dog. Coming in with the 235-star donation, coming in, setting it off. As Jason Massey, Kyle Steadley coming in, showing the love with the reactions. Cardin Cochran coming in with that share. Casey Sawich coming in with that like on the stream. Cecil Kirkpatrick, Matt Fletchell, Rob Stefanski, Austin Marshall, Doug Dobbs, Ty Dickinson, Jake Stefanski, all coming in with the reactions on the stream as well. Justin Tolles coming in, says, let's go, Matty. Cheering him on here in this one. My boy Skylar Pruitt, Matt Fletchell coming in, showing the love here in this one as we're going to get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. Our C-Main consolation race is about to get underway as starting on the pole, it is the 11 ride of Shane Yates. As Yates going to start here in that pole position, and we're going to go green flag racing. It's actually Joe Sees out in front here early on as C's down low, going to jump up and quickly clear the 11 ride as Shane Yates back in the second here. Now going to jump back out in front as he's going to quickly slide in front of the 50 ride of Joe C's, but C's going to stay right there down to his inside as door to door down across the start finish line. Too close to call, and some contact is going to be made up into the outside fence. Shane Yates, Joe C's, the 44 ride collected in there as well, and the caution flag is going to fly as more contact afterwards. Brett Caudill tore up in that one. Bob Klein collected, and a bunch of drivers tore up here in this one. Wowzers. That's how quickly things happen. This was a little bit farther back as everyone trying to avoid the contact there at the front of the field. The 67 unfortunately just gets a piece of the cars on the outside, washes down into Brent Caudill in the 7 ride. Fortunately, nowhere to go there for Bob Klein as he's absolutely tore up here as well as, man, some heavy contact here for a lot of these drivers, but it doesn't get any worse than at the front of the field. Shane Yates here just nowhere to go, trying to hang on to his ride, and just unfortunately some pretty good contact right here. They're battling for the lead. Unfortunately, the rear end just slips up and into the front nose there of the 11 ride. They kind of get hooked together and up into the outside wall. Here comes the Hallmar 44 ride, and the Stuart Friesen paint schemed ride up into that one as well. And then see Scott Dobbs, the 67 ride in there. Here comes Brett Caudill and Bob Klein down low there as they're all going to get tied up in that one. And some heavy damage here for a lot of our competitors here in C main race. In action is out in front. It's now Jackson Crawford who's leading the way. Austin Sessions up into position number 2 with Scott Dobbs. They're in third in the House of Speed 3D racing ride in that third position. Chisholm Burns there in position number 4 with Sheldon Carlson and Michael Blessing rounding out our top 6 drivers. 6 cars work themselves into the show. Everyone else has got to go as Evan Dawson and Steven Stefanski, who's in that Hallmark 44 ride, there in position number 7 and 8. Joe C, Shane Yates, Bob Klein rounding out our top 11. Unfortunately, Nate Fumarola back there, unfortunately, off the racetrack for the 17 ride as well, as we are back to green flag racing quickly. Jackson Crawford out in front, looking to try to run away with this one as Jackson up on the high side, looking to roll the outside wall here and keep Austin Sessions at bay. Austin right there in position number 2, knows that he's in a transfer spot. He just saw what happened to our leaders just moments ago, knowing that he doesn't want to risk it here, being in position number 2. He would not want to be in the same situation, but we already see Joe C's a very fast driver here in this field as he's got that Speed Ranch 50 ride back inside of a transfer spot, and he's already looking to the outside of the 0-1 ride. A little bit of contact as Premier Racing Setups Machine. The 0-1 on Michael Blessing got a piece of him as they're 4 wide down across the start-finish line. 4 wide as here comes Bob Klein trying to work himself into the show is Bob Klein, looking underneath that 0-1 machine here as they continue to battle. Bob getting a little bit tight, washing into the corner number 3 there, Shane Yates. Evan Dawson right there ready to pounce as well. The white flag, though, has been displayed, so one more time around here for Jackson Crawford as he's out in front down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. He's going to pick up the checkered flag with the battles off for that final transfer is Bob Klein in position number 6. That 6th and final transfer spot. So Klein sees Chisholm Burns, Scott Dobbs, Austin Sessions, and our race winner, Jackson Crawford, are all going to punch their tickets into the A main feature event. Everybody else on the outside looking in will unfortunately be joining the fans in the stands, and they will be loading up their rides early here at Eldora as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go for our B main consolation race. Our B main is about to get underway as these drivers loaded in to the sim here behind our official iRacing pace truck, and we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. My boy Drew Jockman coming in, dropping that share on the stream. Michael Carter coming in with the like on the stream. How are you, Michael? Michael Gorgon coming in, showing the love as well with that heart reaction. Duggan Herbert coming in with that heart reaction as well. Let's also get a hashtag Duggan up in the chat here for my boy Duggan Herbert coming in, showing the big love with the 235 stars. See a quick little Duggan up in the chat as coming in, showing the big love here in this one, dropping the massive star donations here, making it rain here in this stream. My boy Duggan coming in, showing off here in this one as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and are ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. It's out in front, leading us down to the green flag in our B main. That is Colton Herbert. To his outside in the 62, that is Zach Jenkins. Starting in position number 3 in the 21 machine, that is Calvin Crowley. Into his outside in the 41, that is BJ Goodnight. The 007 rider, Eli Freeland and Curtis Griffith, bringing up row number 3 with Ricky Frankel, Pearson Davidson, Benjamin Essler, Dax Barentine, Tyler Riddle, John Dubois, and Ian Logan rounding out the field. 13 more drivers go to battle here in our B main as quickly the 6th ride of Colton Herbert onto the loud pedal, looking to try to run away with this one. Zach Jenkins there in position number 2, trying to keep that 62 ride there in second as BJ Goodnight trying to hang on to it here. The 007 ride down to his inside as here comes that 22 of Curtis Griffith. Griffith trying to get the Team CFM Esports Majula Speed Shop number 22 ride up to the front of the field here as he looks underneath of the House of Speed 41 ride of BJ Goodnight. As Goodnight trying to say goodnight to you and trying to pull away up into position number 4 in looking for more here out of that 41 machine. Right there behind him though, you see Pearson Davidson in that number 48 ride. He's currently on the outside looking in. Needs to jump up and gain a couple spots here to work himself into the show as right now Eli Freeland in the 007 ride has a target on his back as he's in that 6th and final transfer spot. But here comes Dax Barrington. Barrington down to the inside there, making some big moves here in the 18 machine, but here comes a slide job out of Pearson Davidson. Some contact! Around goes the 007 of Eli Freeland. The caution flag is going to fly. White Knuckle Setup Shop 007 right, unfortunately just running out of room. There is some wild racing action, and unfortunately just not enough space for these drivers to work around each other as 48 goes for the big slider up to the high side. The 18 has to cut down the racetrack, and unfortunately as he cuts down, they kind of make a little bit of contact. They kind of get tied together here, and then they try to separate down the backstretch, but the 48 ride right there in the way as well, and everyone just kind of getting tied together and beating and banging and bouncing around, and around goes the 07 ride of Eli Freeland. Luckily enough, not a lot of damage on that 07 ride. Maybe a little front right damage there as he did get pretty hard up into the outside fence there. So he's going to have to take that ride down pit side, get some work done to it, and back out onto the racetrack as you see him back out there now. But still some pretty good damage there to the right front. We'll see if that can that's going to hurt him too much here in this one, or if we'll see the 007 ride get back up towards that transfer spot to duke it out here late in this consi. As out in front, Colton Herbert looking to pick up the B main win, has Calvin Crawley there to his outside, Zach Jenkins, BJ Goodnight, Curtis Griffith, and Pearson Davidson rounding out our top 6, as 6 drivers will punch their ticket into the A main feature event. Everybody else will be loading up their rides and joining the fans in the stands here as we'll get them ready to rock and roll, ready to go back to green flag racing this time by. Yo, Tommy Bush, my boy Tommy Bush coming in, showing the love, dropping that like on the stream. How are you, Tommy? Tommy coming in, showing the love here in this one. Rachel Kennedy coming in, showing the love. It's just Nate Dogg coming in, showing the love as well over there on YouTube as we are back to green flag racing. Quickly, the green flag back out into the air here for the 6th ride of Colton Herbert, as Herbert out in front looking to try to run away with this one. Calvin Crawley there into position number 2 at the 62 of Zach Jenkins right there behind him. BJ Goodnight in position number 4 and looking for more, but he's got Curtis Griffith working there to his inside door as Tyler Riddle in the number 157 ride trying to hang on, as we talked about that 007 ride trying to work himself back into a transfer spot. It's contact back there behind him as the checkered flag is going to fly down across the start finish line. The 157 ride of Tyler Riddle is going to pick up that 6th and final transfer spot. Curtis Griffith in 5th, BJ Goodnight, Zach Jenkins, Calvin Crawley, and Colton Herbert picking up the checkered flag. Here's our top 6. And work themselves into the A main feature event. Everybody else is unfortunately going to be going home early in this one, as we'll stack them up, rack them up, and get ready to rock and roll here for our A main feature event in just a few more moments, as we're going to get ready to rock and roll here in just a couple more seconds. All right, as we're going to take a quick little break here, I'm going to get a drink into me, and we're going to get ready to rock and roll here with our A main feature event in just a few more moments. As we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose, we're going to get ready to go green flag racing here in this one. I do believe another 75-lap feature event, actually a 100-lap feature event here in this one, so a little bit longer, a 100-lap feature event here to finish off the night, as we're going to get ready in just a few more moments.
She take my money when I'm in need. Yeah, she's a trifling friend indeed. Oh, she's a gold digger way over town that digs on me. She give me more when I'm in need. She give me more when I'm in need. I gotta leave. I gotta leave. I gotta leave. I gotta leave. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. Get down, girl, go ahead, get down. Get down, girl, go ahead, get down. Get down, girl, go ahead, get down. Get down, girl, go ahead. She give me more when I'm in need. She give me more when I'm in need.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go, as our A main feature event is about to get underway. These drivers are stacked up 4x4x4 here throughout the field. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get on your feet and cheer these drivers on. Smash that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button, as they are 4 wide and fancy here at Eldora Speedway for all you beautiful fans in the stands. 24 drivers ready to rock and roll, ready to go to battle here in this one. And bringing us down to the green flag, it'll be the 23 machine of Ethan Todert. As Todert is going to lead us to the green flag. Drew Jockman in position number 2. Tanner Tomasi, Hayden Tolleson in row number 2 with Jackson Reitzler. Ethan Johnson, Colton Herbert, Stephen Gaines, Daniel Elkins, Ryan Hodge rounding out our top 10. Matt George, Jaden Anderson, Jackson Crawford, Calvin Crawley, Zach Jenkins, Austin Sessions, BJ Goodnight, Scott Dobbs, Curtis Griffin, Chisholm Burns, Bob Klein, Tyler Riddle gonna round out our field as Chase Hardy and Joe Sees unfortunately missing the call here for this A main feature event. So 22 cars are gonna lead us down here to the green flag for the wonderful Southern Racing Association's New Year's Nationals as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as Ethan Toder and Drew Jockman gonna bring us down to the green flag here. This time buys the green flag not out in the air. It was gonna come out there, but they decided one more lap here for these drivers to cruise around the racetrack, so we'll get them stacked up and keep them all right there together, and we'll get these drivers figured out and back to where they're supposed to be, and we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here as our A main feature event about to get underway. Ethan Toder, Drew Jockman 1 and 2 as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as we are quickly green flag racing here at Eldora Speedway as Ethan Toder is going to jump out in front and look to run away with it. Here comes Tanner Tomasi down to his inside, some contact back there behind him. Tanner Tomasi almost going around, but down through corner number 3 and at corner number 4, it's Ethan Toder who's going to lead lap number 1 of 100 here at Eldora Speedway. Ethan Toder leading the first lap here in the beautiful Southern Racing Association's New Year's Nationals as he's out in front and looking to run away with it, but here comes Tanner Tomasi right there in second and a lot of hard-charging drivers back there behind him. The 00 Drew Jockman trying to hang on to third as here comes the 33 Orion Hoge down on the inside. Hoge trying to work himself up inside the top 3 here, and here comes the other 09 Ethan Johnson up inside the top 5. As Ethan Johnson there into position number 5 on the racetrack as Jaden Anderson, the 327 of Hayden Tollison, Jackson Reitzler rounding out the top 8 here in this one as Colton Herbert and Daniel Elkins rounding out our top 10 as here comes the 6 machine of Colton Herbert, just nice and easy down the bottom side of the racetrack. Looks like he's trying to conserve some tires, trying to keep this car going in the right direction, not trying to spin those tires, and some contact right in front of him. Jackson Reitzler's going to go around. The caution flag is in the air as the 1 machine going to get some help. He's going to get turned around there in corner number 3. Corner number 4, and we are going to see our first caution flag here of our A main feature event. We will take a look and see what happens here to this number 1 ride. I believe that is the 01, no, the 23 of Matt George. Looks like Matt George unfortunately just gets into his back bumper there and spins that one ride around. An unfortunate break there for not only Matt George, but also for Reitzler as he's going to get turned around here. Some good hard racing, and unfortunately right there, just gets into that right rear quarter panel and just lifts those rear tires up and helps that one ride go around and hard up into the outside wall. Some pretty good damage there for Reitzler, but he'll get that car back out onto the racetrack and continue to rock and roll as we'll stack him up, rack him up, and get ready to go back to green flag racing. Ethan Toder, Tanner Tomasi 1 and 2, Drew Jockman, Ryan Hoge, and Ethan Johnson bringing up our top 5 here in this one. We'll get ready to go back to battle here at Eldora Speedway in just a few more moments. We'll get some shout-outs here. Jimmy coming in with the share on the stream. I tried to say that last name, but I don't think I could. Michael Goon coming in with the like on the stream as well. Cody Nevin coming in, smashing that thumbs up. Clifford Bellamy, Anthony Karff, Thomas Dennis, Joey Lamb, Chris Haggard all coming in, dropping those reactions. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button as we get ready to rock and roll. We get ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. The green flag quickly back out into the air for the 23 machine is out in front. Ethan Toder gonna bring us back down through corner number 1 and out of corner number 2. He's going to lead us down the backstretch, but here comes Tanner Tomasi up on the outside here. Tomasi looking for a big run here in the Speed Ranch 09 ride. We saw him pick up the checkered flag earlier this evening by him and Ethan Toder. Door to door down across the start finish line. The 23 still edging out in front as here comes Ryan Hoge and Jaden Anderson both working themselves to the front of the field. Ethan Johnson right there as well as their 4 4 wide back there behind him. 4 wide, beating and banging, battling, trying to work themselves to the front of the field. Austin Sessions, the 327, Aiden Williston, Colton Herbert, all right there in the thick of it as it's a dogfight back here through the middle of this field. Daniel Elkins, Scott Dobbs, Zach Jenkins, Chisholm Burns, Jackson Crawford, BJ Goodnight, and Chase Hardy all right in there. There's Bob Klein trying to work himself up through the field as they're still 3-4 wide around the racetrack. These guys are putting on a show here for us. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go. As one slow driver on the racetrack, that was Zach Jenkins. Unfortunately, he's going to get turned around. The 157 of Tyler Riddle, nowhere to go there as he gets a piece of him, and the caution flag is going to come back out. Zach Jenkins, unfortunately, here, looks like he's going to get some help. I don't know what happens to him, but it looks like he just brakes. Oh, something in the right front just snaps on that 62 right. I don't know if it was the steering wheel or if it was iRacing, but just looks like that wheel goes dead left and the gas just comes right out of this thing. That was very weird. We get a good look at this 62 ride. Let me see if we can get another angle at this one, as that was a tough break right there for this 62 car. Having a good run up inside the top 10, but if you keep an eye on that right front tire, you'll see it just snap here in a couple seconds as he heads down the front straightaway. There it goes. The wheel just goes dead left, rolls out of the gas, and then everyone else back there behind him all of a sudden have to make quick heads-up moves to avoid him. And unfortunately, a couple drivers getting a piece of him here in the 157 ride. Unfortunately, nowhere to go. Gets a big piece right there as they wash up into the outside fence here. And some pretty good contact for both those drivers. Some pretty good contact there as well for, I believe that was Curtis Griffin getting a piece of that one. As we'll stack them up, rack them up, and get ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. Ethan Toder and Tanner Tomasi 1 and 2 on the racetrack. Jaden Anderson, Ryan Hoge, they're in 3 and 4th. And then we're going to get ready to stack them up and go back to green flag racing as, man, you guys have been coming in, killing it here all evening long. James Monroe coming in, some match in that heart reaction. Christopher Starnes coming in with the like on the stream. Caleb Ramsey coming in with the like as well. Duke Guy 2.0 coming in, dropping that thumbs up on the stream. Cody Olsen coming in with that like on the stream as well. My boy Blake Doyle coming in, showing the love. The like on the stream says, I heart PeaceMaker Gaming. My boy Blake always coming in, showing the love here in this one. Cody Nevin says, let's go Speed Ranch. Cheering on all the Speed Ranch drivers as Anthony Carr says, let's roll. Stephen Gaines out there on the racetrack trying to look for another good run here. Came home in position number 3 in the UMP modified race just moments ago. And he's looking to try to back it up with another good run here in these super late models. My boy Cruz Condell coming in, showing the love with the heart reaction on the stream. What's good, Cruz? Cruz coming in, showing the love here in this one as we're going to get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go as the green flag back out into the air here is the 09 rider, Tanner Tomasi, looking to try to run away with his second race of the day. Ethan Toder, Ryan Hoge, Jaden Anderson, and Stephen Gaines right there ready to pounce, ready to try to jump up and take this win away from the 09 ride. Last time, the last race, by only 2/100ths of a second, the 09 was able to hold off Austin Sessions late in the race, but here we go. We get another good run here from the 23 rider, Ethan Doder, up on the high side, able to work himself around the 09 and out in front. So Ethan Doder now continuing to lead the way here at Eldora Speedway. Tanner Tomasi back to position number 2. Jaden Anderson there in third with Ryan Hoge and Calvin Crawley. They're rounding out our top 5. Stephen Gaines, Ethan Johnson, Drew Jockman, Chase Hardy, and Chisholm Burns round out our top 10 with Colton Herbert, Austin Sessions, BJ Goodnight, Matt George, Scott Dobbs rounding out our top 15 as Hayden Tolleson, Daniel Elkins, Jackson Reisler, Joe Sees, Curtis Griffin, Tyler Riddle, Bob Klein, Zach Jenkins, and Jackson Crawford rounding out the field here in this one as we're going to quickly jump into our PeaceMaker Gaming. Crank it up. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite drivers. We crank it up here on PeaceMaker Gaming. on the high side is there on the outside lane. Goes that number 33 machine is a big run there for Jaden Anderson. Anderson jumps up and takes this lead away. Jaden Anderson now out in front in that 33 machine as he's able to use the outside lane to his advantage and cruise around the outside of Ethan Toner. As Toner back to position number 2 now. Tanner Tomasi there in third. Ryan Hoge in position number 4 and looking for more. Calvin Crowley there in position number 5 as the caution flag is going to come out on the racetrack. The caution flag is going to fly as it looks like Colton Herbert having some issues here in the 6 machine as he's battling with Daniel Elkins. BJ Goodnight right there as well. The 6 ride down low goes for the slide job. Unfortunately, can't clear. Daniel Elkins goes over his nose and spun around up into the outside wall there. Some pretty good damage for the 6 machine as fortunately there for Colton Herbert. There's nowhere for him to go as he slides up in and over the nose of the 87. The 87 was not going to back down and give him the spot, and unfortunately, around goes that 6 ride parked up there on the high side of corner number 2 as the caution flag coming back out. We'll stack them up, rack them up, and get ready to go back to green flag racing. Out in front, it's Jaden Anderson. Anderson leading the way here. Ethan Toter back to position number 2. Tanner Tomasi, Ryan Hoge, Calvin Crowley, Ethan Johnson, Chase Hardy, Chisholm Burns, Drew Jockman, and Stephen Gaines rounding out our top 10. On the outside, you see Austin Sessions, Daniel Elkins, BJ Goodnight, Scott Dobbs. Joe C's right there. Matt George, Jackson, Reisler, Hayden, Tolleson, Curtis, Griffin, Zach Jenkins, Colton Herbert, Bob Klein, Tyler Riddle. Rounding out our field here is unfortunately Jackson Crawford off the racetrack as we'll stack them up, rack them up, and get ready to go back to green flag racing. Jaden Anderson out in front, leading the way here in this one as during our crank it up session, he was able to drive up to the front of the field and make the move and get to the front of the pack here as we'll get ready to set him back loose. Tombstone coming in, showing the love. Says hello, Aaron. It's Thomas Dennis here, sir. Good to see you, Thomas, coming in, showing the love over there on the purple site as well. Coming in, dropping the love over there on Twitch as we are also live on YouTube, Facebook, and the purple site over there on Twitch all at once right now. As what lap are they on? It says 2. Yeah, I know. I tried to switch it up here, so we went with this one. This one sometimes works when the other one doesn't. We just had to move some things around there, and it's looking pretty good there now. Giving you guys a little bit of a different look here at the live scoring for this one. Is out in front. Jaden Anderson continuing to lead the way here. Anderson showed him how to get it done with Ethan Toter right there in second. Ryan Hoge now up into third. Unfortunately, Tanner Tomasi getting pinched down low here. The 09 ride. Not a lot biting down there on the bottom side of the racetrack as of right now, and he's getting freight trained there on the high side of the racetrack as Ethan and Toter. Unfortunately, looks like he may lose position number 2 now to Ryan Hoge, but Hoge gets up into the outside fence. Hoge in that. That was the Speed Herbert Graphics number 33 ride, trying to join his teammate Jaden Anderson at the front of the field as they would love to run the exact same paint schemes 1 and 2 out there on the racetrack. Unfortunately for Ryan Hoge, though, he gets up into the outside wall, scrubs off some speed, and Ethan Toter able to hold on to position number 2 out there on the racetrack. But Hoge isn't going away anytime soon as here he goes for the slide job here in quarter 1 and 2, but the caution flag is going to fly. Caution flag coming out here for Matt George. As George, unfortunately, looks like side up here in the middle of the racetrack. Send her in there. It looks like a little bit of contact back there behind him, but Joe C's unfortunately sent it in there a little bit too deep. Unfortunately, nowhere to go there for Bob Klein, as Klein seems to always find himself a way into these situations, and unfortunately for Matt George, nothing he could do as the 50 ride sent it in down low, slides up in front of the 22. They make a little bit of contact, but he sends it in there too deep that he hits not only the 22 but the 23 as well, and they make contact. Around it goes the 23 machine and up into the outside fence. See Hayden Tolleson jumping up there trying to avoid these spun out race cars. Almost gets through, but gets some pretty good contact there, and so doesn't Bob Klein, as Look at them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here in a few more moments. Is out in front. Jaden Anderson continuing to lead the way. Anderson showing these drivers how to get it done here in this one. Ethan Toder right there in position number 2. Then we see Ryan Hoge, Ethan Johnson, Calvin Crowley, Chisholm Burns, Tanner Tomasi, Stephen Gaines, Hayden Tolleson. Rounding out our top 10 here in this one as we'll stack them up and go back to green flag racing here in a few more moments, as waiting to make sure all these drivers get back into the proper positions on the racetrack and sure everyone is lined up and where they're supposed to be out there on the track. As we are back to green flag racing quickly, the 33 ride out in front, looking to try to stay that way as Ethan Coder looking to try to find himself a way back to the front of the field here as he goes for the slide job, and a beautiful crossover out of Jaden Anderson. Door to door down across the start finish line as the caution flag is going to fly here once again, as cautions breeding cautions here in this one. Looks like Daniel Elkins having some issues in the 87 ride as stuck right in the middle. Looks like some contact there in front of him. Everyone able to try to point it back in the right direction. Unfortunately, the 0-0 machine just being super tight there. Some pretty good contact that he had in front of him there. And unfortunately for Daniel Elkins, he's going to get the worst end of this one, as not sure what happened. There you go. A little bit of contact. Stephen Gaines at the very bottom here going to come down over the nose of the 0-0. Going to give Ethan Johnson some pretty good damage there. And unfortunately, he's trying to get the car up into the middle of the racetrack here as he's way down low. Unfortunately, doesn't get the angle he needs into the corner, and it's just going to wash the car up the track. And the Pit Lizard Cha-Cha Motorsports ride unfortunately just washes up into the 18 ride of Daniel Elkins, and Elkins just washes up the track here himself. Nowhere to go for Scott Dobbs as Dobbs gets underneath him there and helps him go around. And good job here by BJ Goodnight. 157 ride. Everyone else doing a good job to avoid that spun out 87 ride, but unfortunately for Elkins, not the way he wanted things to go in this one, as we'll stack them up and go back to green flag racing here in a few more moments. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're just tuning in, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button, as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here at Eldora Speedway, as we're about to roll into halfway in and halfway to go here in just a little bit, as things coming to a close here in a quick hurry in this one. Cameron Bailey, Two Fat Guys Sim Racing, Stacy Segura, Mitch Maynard, all coming in showing the love here with the reactions in this one. Let's go. Steve Stand On It says Anthony Carp. Let's stack them back up. Says bringing in that mad love, Aaron. I appreciate you. Two Fat Guys Sim Racing coming in showing the love here in this one, as we are back to green flag racing at Eldora Speedway. Is quickly Jaden Anderson back onto the lap pedal, looking to try to run away with this one, as the 33 machines all around the 22. Ethan Donert seeing doubles here at the front of the field as he's being surrounded by the Herbert Graphics House of Speed rides right now. Ethan Donert trying to jump up in front of one of the 33 rides with a great crossover, and here comes the other one right down to his inside. Jaden Anderson and Ryan Hoge right there duking it out, as Hoge going to go for the big slide job. Not only Donert, but over his teammate as well, trying to jump up and take that lead away. Unfortunately, couldn't make it work, and here comes Tanner Tomasi poking his nose back to the front of the field here as the 09 ride up into position number 4 and looking for more as Toner goes for the slider, but the crossover there into Jaden Anderson. Here comes Ryan Hoge as they're door to door down through corner number 1 and 2. Things are going to get tight here, and here comes Tanner Tomasi Tomasi out of nowhere is the 23 ride. Gonna slide him in some contact. Hang on to it, everyone. Somehow keeps the boy in the right direction. Jaden Anderson was pointed 90 degrees into the infield there. And unfortunately, some contact. And we're gonna see a few drivers get turned around here deeper in the field. That is Calvin Crowley, unfortunately, getting turned around there. The 21 ride going to go for a loop-de-loop, and the caution flag is going to come back out here in this one. Also, the 157 ride, he's going to get onto the binders here as well, and that car checked up on the racetrack. He's actually having some connection issues here, pretty good as well, so tough break there for that 157 ride, but the 21 going to go around here. That is going to bring our caution flag out here, as it just seems like everyone's setting it for what they can here, and he's going to slide up over the nose there of the 09 ride. I'm not sure who's in that 09 ride, but I believe it might have been Ethan Johnson getting some pretty good damage there in that orange 09 machine and helping the 21 ride go around, and a little contact there for the 45 machine as well. As there you go, you see the 157 ride popping back into picture there as he was blinking there on the racetrack. Nowhere to go for the one ride as you got a piece of him there and help him go around, but couldn't see him out there on the racetrack. As we'll stack everybody up, back everybody up, and get ready to go back to green flag racing. Now, I'm not sure how they scored it down across the start finish line, but I do believe they are giving, iRacing is giving the lead here to Ethan Todert. So Todert out in front here, leading the field once again as Ryan Host is outside. Tanner Tomasi right there on his back bumper. Then the other 33 at Jaden Anderson. They're in position number 4 and looking for more in the 09 ride. Stephen Gaines up inside the top 5. Chisholm Burns there in 6. Chase Hardy, Colton Herbert, Joe Sees, and Zach Jenkins rounding out our top 10. We're going to get ready to stack them up and rack them up. Back to green flag racing, this time down through corner number 3 and out at corner number 4. We're going to see the green flag back out into the air as hammered down for Ethan Todert as he's looking to try to pick up the checkered flag here in this one. It's Todert out in front, leading the way here in the Southern Racing Association race number 2. For their New Year's Nationals, it's the 23 ride of Todert leading the way here in this one. And we hit halfway in and halfway to go. 50 laps down, 50 more laps left for these drivers to duke it out here on the racetrack. Ethan Todert, Ryan Hoge, Tanner Tomasi, Jaden Anderson, and now Chase Hardy finds himself up inside the top 5. So the 99 ride up into position number 5 on the racetrack as he's looking to try to work himself up into the picture here, maybe picking up the win as the 33 up into the outside fence. That was Jaden Anderson getting a good piece of it right there. Opens up the door here for Chase Hardy to make something happen down low. They're going to make a little bit of contact as the 99 tries to clear the 33. Here comes that 10 ride as well as here comes Chisholm Burns right into the picture here. As Stephen Gaines there in 7th as the caution flag is going to fly as it looks like Jackson Reitzler gonna go around here in the 1 ride, hard up into the outside wall, trying to hang on to it. Jumps to the bottom side of the racetrack, unfortunately, just slides up over the nose of the 21. Nowhere to go there for PJ. Good night, it's good night. Good night. Some good contact right there for that 41 ride as he gets up into the outside fence, and some pretty heavy damage right there for him. Yeah, that's a pretty good hit right there for that 41 ride of PJ Goodnight. A pretty good hit for the 157 ride as well, but we'll stack them up, rack them up, and get ready to go back to green flag racing. A tough break there for that 1 ride is pretty good contact right there, and unfortunately just trying to hang on to that thing and keep it pointed in the right direction. PJ Goodnight also getting collected there, and that's a pretty good contact there for him as everyone's going to get ready to rock and roll here. Everyone's going to get ready to go back to green flag racing as they're trying to hunt down Ethan Todert. Is Todert leading the way here in this one in that 23 machine, looking to try to pick up the checkered flag on the day as they're ready to go back to battle in just a few more moments. Yo, Bo Stencil coming in, dropping that like on the stream. What's good, Bo? Bo coming in, showing the love here in this one. Any money on the line, says Anthony Carp. Yes, there is a little bit of money on the line. I do believe $60 up for grabs here for our race winner this evening as we are back to Green Flag Racing. So we ride right on board here with Scott Dobbs. As Dobbs back in the 11th position, trying to work himself inside the top 10. But the race is on here at the front of the field as Ethan Toder trying to hang on to that top spot. But here comes Ryan Hoge right down to his inside. Hoge trying to find a way back around that number 23 machine. He had him for a little bit early on, but unfortunately 23, Ethan Toder able to hold him back off. Hold him off here for this race lead as Jaden Anderson sliding back to position number 4 and looking for more here as Aaron Fossey right there in position number 3, looking to try to pick up back-to-back wins here on the evening and maximize his profits here after picking up a payday earlier in the UMP Modifieds. He's looking to try to get it done here in the super late models as well as the caution flag. Gonna come back out as Curtis Griffin. Unfortunately, gonna have some issues here in the 22 ride. Contact there in front of him. He's trying to avoid it. Unfortunately, he's gonna run out of room and him and the 00 come together, and around goes the 22 machine of Curtis Griffin, and fortunately that is going to bring our caution flag back out into the air here. Trying to avoid what happened there in front of him as the 00 trying to recollect himself, just unfortunately trying together down the backstretch, and around goes that 22 ride, and we'll stack them up, rack them up, and get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in just a little bit as Ethan Toder probably didn't want to see that caution flag as it's going to give an opportunity for all these drivers to get right back to his rear bumper. We do see Austin Sessions back out onto the racetrack, so good to see Sessions rejoining the field here. Unfortunately, I do believe he is a couple laps down, but I don't know how many laps exactly he's down, but good to see Sessions back out there looking to have another good run, another strong finish here in this one after coming home in position number 2 earlier on. He's looking to try to get it done here in this one. Yo, Wayne Jones coming in, showing the love, dropping that follow over there on Facebook. Wayne Jones, welcome to the PeaceMaker family. Welcome to the PeaceMaker crew. Coming in, dropping that follow on the stream. Welcome to the family. Hopefully you're enjoying the racing action as we're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. I do believe single file restarts here possibly from the rest of the way on as wait and see if these drivers can get some good green flag laps in as cautions, precautions, and hopefully we're done with them here for the night as we are back to Green Flag Racing. Ethan Toder quickly onto the loud pedal looking to try to run away with this one, but Ryan Hoge looking to reel him back in and looking to make a move to jump up and take that lead away from the 23. Tanner Tomasi right there in position number 3 with the caution flag is going to come right back out here in this one. And here's the cautions, precautions, and unfortunately for Scotty Dobbs, he's going to find out the hard way here in this one. It looks like Dobbs going to get collected up on the high side. The 157 down low just washes up the racetrack, unfortunately, right into the left rear here of Scott Dobbs, and around goes the House of Speed, Norwood Sim Sports, 3D Racing, number 29, Ryan Jackson Reitzler. Collected in that one. A few more drivers getting collected there as well as BJ Goodnight getting collected in there. I believe that was Austin Sessions in there as well. The 09 of Ethan Johnson and a few other drivers getting some pieces there as everyone trying to slip and slide and work themselves around the spun out car, and unfortunately some extra contact being made and some extra damage being dealt there down the back straightaway. So we'll try this one all over again. We'll see if we can get these drivers back to where they're supposed to be, and we'll see if we can get a couple more laps under our belts here before the next caution flag. As the cautions are breeding cautions here once again at Eldora Speedway, but these drivers, they know how to expect it, but they know that they got a job to do out there on the racetrack. They got to hit their marks. They got to try to keep their car pointed in the right direction and keep themselves out of the carnage and just try to have a piece left in this race. As late in this race, if you don't have a car that's got tires, you don't have a car that's completely damaged, you know, you might have an opportunity here in this race. If you can save a little bit, keep that car in one piece, you might have an opportunity late in this race to pick up a checkered flag. And right now, Ethan Toder trying to do that, but trying to keep the car at the front of the field and away from all the trouble. If you can keep him behind you, you can keep yourself out of it as he's quickly onto the lap pedal here. We are back to green flag racing. Ryan Hoge right there in position number 2, looking for a big run here, trying to hunt down that 23 ride once again. Tanner Tomasi there in position number 3, and Jaden Anderson in position number 4, and looking for more as he would love to try to work himself back to the front of the field. It's a slide jump there out of Tanner Tomasi. Tomasi with the slider. Fortunately, couldn't make it work as the 33 rider Ryan Hoge quickly crosses him back over and keeps himself in front of the 09 rider. Now Tomasi has to try to hold off Jaden Anderson and the other 33 ride there inside the top 4. Chase Hardy there in position number 5 with Chisholm Burns, Stephen Gaines, Colton Herbert there in 8th with Joe Sees, and the 21 of Calvin Crowley there in position number 10. Bob Klein in the 11th spot as Visual Say Speed Shop number 7 machine there in 11 with Hayden Wollaston, Austin Sessions, Curtis Griffith, Scott Dobbs rounding out our top 15. Jackson Reitzler back there in 16th. Tyler Riddle, Zach Jenkins, Ethan Johnson, BJ Goodnight, Drew Jockman, Daniel Elkins, Matt George, and Jackson Crawford rounding out the field. Unfortunately, only 16 drivers left out there on the racetrack, and right now they're all being led here by this 23 rider, Ethan Toder. As Toder looking to try to pick up the checkered flag. He's looking to park this 23 ride up in victory lane. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going to be right back, as we're going to jump into another quick PeaceMaker Gaming Crank It Up. Crank up that volume, cheer on your favorite drivers. We're going to crank it up here on PeaceMaker Gaming. We are back to green flag racing here as out in front of the 23. Ethan Toder back onto the lap pedal here, looking to hold off that 33 ride. Right there, trying to pull hold off Ryan Hoge, as yes, iRacing is, it can be very difficult at certain times, especially on the dirt. These cars are a bit of a handful, and even the best of the best guys with a lot of seat time, a lot of practice, and a lot of laps, whether it's real life or in the simulator, can have a very, very tough time here in any of the dirt cars in iRacing. The best thing you can do is jump into the iRacing action. Is 8 Racing for Life coming in, showing the love here in this one. Showing the love there in the YouTube stream is Sign of Man 92 coming in, dropping that subscription over on YouTube as well, becoming part of the PeaceMaker family, part of the PeaceMaker crew over there on YouTube. As out in front, Ethan Toder continuing to lead the way. Ryan Hoge right there in second. Tanner Tomasi in position at number 3. Jaden Anderson down low here looking for the slide job in front of the 09 wide. Tanner Tomasi with the crossover though, trying to stay right there in front of the 33. It's the 33 up into the outside fence. Here comes the other 09 as here comes Stephen Gaines trying to work himself up into position number 4 and looking for more. Crossover and the slide job there at the Herbert Graphics, number 33 at Jaden Anderson. Anderson trying to hang on to that thing. Bob Klein right there in position number 6 as Joe Cease is outside as he's going to make the move around the 7 ride for position number 6. Chisholm Burns back there in 8th with Calvin Crowley there in position number 9. Curtis Griffin there in 10th, and Austin Sessions there in position number 11. Out in front, it's all Ethan Toder, and as Toder continues to lead the way here, the 23 ride out in front, looking to try to stretch out his lead, but the 33 of Ryan Hoge sticking right there with him. Hoge right there in position number 2, and how do you do is he's trying to reel in the back bumper of Ethan Toder late in this race. Tanner Tomasi trying to hold off the other 33 here inside the top 5. Is Tomasi there in 3rd, trying to stay inside of a podium finish here as Jaden Anderson there in position number 4 and looking for more, and Stephen Gaines right on his back bumper there in position number 6. As these drivers continue to battle, we're going to jump right on board here with that 09 ride of Stephen Gaines and get a good look around the beautiful Eldora Speedway. Alrighty, is the caution flag going to come back out here in this one? We'll take a quick look back and see what happened to bring out yet again another caution flag here at Eldora Speedway. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're just tuning in, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button. If you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, become part of the PeaceMaker family, part of the PeaceMaker crew here today, as we will take a look back and see what brings out this, I don't even know, 14th caution flag. I don't know what we're on now, but it's been a lot of cautions. It looks like Ryan Hoge, unfortunately, Hoge, our second place driver, gonna get up into the outside fence, slow on the racetrack. Let's see what happens here. As the 33 ride sends it in. Looks like he gets up into the outside wall. Unfortunately, just misses the entry and pancakes the outside fence and just tears that whole right front all to pieces. See that right front just absolutely tore apart. Unfortunately, this car just does not want to turn now down the racetrack. He's going to get up into the wall a couple more times, and unfortunately, a ton of damage on this ride as he's going to come to a stop here, really down in corner number 3 or down the back stretches. Trying to stay out of the way of the rest of the cars on the track. He's trying to get it down low here to get it down pit side. I think this is where he's just going to unfortunately get onto the binders. It hits the inside fence, and that's going to bring the caution flag out. So we'll stack them up, rack them up, and get ready to go back to green flag racing as Ethan Toder out in front. Now has Tanner Tomasi there behind him in position number 2 as we are back to green flag racing. A perfect restart there for Ethan Toder. And Toder looking to run away with this one, and a slide job out of Jaden Anderson. Jaden Anderson with a big slider, but here comes the 09 ride. Tanner Tomasi, Stephen Gaines right there as it's a dogfight back here for position number 2. And this is exactly what Toder wants to see. Toder wants to see these guys duke it out for that second spot and let him cruise away as he's already opened up a solid 1 second lead here over the rest of the field. Tanner Tomasi now up into the outside wall ever so slightly as they're 3 wide, and Jaden Anderson gonna go around the caution flag back out into the air here. I do believe Joe C's getting collected in that one as well. Is the caution flag gonna come back out? Man, oh man, oh man, a tough break right there as... Oh, man. I think the caution flag may have saved Jaden Anderson, but I'm not sure. He's going to have to probably take that car down pit side here. As unfortunately, Joe C's back here. You see Joe C's just unfortunately going to go around here out of corner number 4. C's going to get spun around. Let's see if we can get a good look here as it just looks like he gets into the fence. Gets checked up, trying to get it down the racetrack, and unfortunately the 22 of Curtis Griffith sliding in there, trying to slide job the 21 ride. Just gets a little piece of him, helps him go around over to go for Austin Sessions as he gets a big piece of that 50 ride. And then, unfortunately, Jaden Anderson here battling hard with Tanner Tomasi and Stephen Gaines for position number 2 on the racetrack, and they are just going to run out of room here in this one as Jaden right there in the middle. You see that 09, the black and white one to the outside. Just unfortunately, they're going to make a little bit of contact there in the 33 ride. Going to get right reared up into the outside fence, and some pretty heavy damage there for that 33 car. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to continue on rolling out there on the racetrack, or if we'll see him back out there in just a little bit, as I do believe he is back out on the racetrack. So the crew's going to work and put on a good show here and getting that 33 car back out onto the racetrack. So we'll stack them up, rack them up, get ready to go back to green flag racing. Ethan Toder out in front, continuing to show these drivers how to get it done. So we're going to get ready to see the pace truck make the hard left-hand turn back down pit side. We're going to get ready to go back to battle. Here in this one is Ethan Toder. Nice and easy down into corner number 3 and out at corner number 4. He's going to see that green flag fly here once again. So the green flag back out into the air. Green flag quickly coming back out for Ethan Toder with 17 more laps left to go here in this one. 17 more circuits here for these drivers. As Tanner Tomasi back there in position number 2. Stephen Gaines in position number 3. Bob Klein, the Majula Speed Shop, Team CFM Esports. Shop Fergie22.com, number 7 ride right there in position number 4 and looking for more. Chisholm Burns there in the 10 ride in position number 5. Calvin Crowley there in 6. Curtis Griffin, Joe C's, Jaden Anderson, as it looks like the caution flag is going to come back out here. I do believe he is the 1 ride getting up into the outside fence here. Some heavy contact for the 1 machine of Jackson Reisler, as this car just not turning left at all. Must have already gotten up into the fence ever so slightly, but gets into it again here in corner number 3 and just blows that whole right front all to shreds. The front nose coming apart here as he's trying to get it down the racetrack. You can see the tires pointed in the wrong directions, and there you go. The right front tire is actually going to snap right off. You see it coming out from behind the car there and rolling down the racetrack, and fortunately that may do it for that number 1 machine. As we'll stack them up, rack them up, get ready to go back to green flag racing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're just tuning in, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button. It's my boy Joshua Neal coming in, dropping that like on the stream. Garrett Marshall coming in, showing the love with the like, as well as, yeah, that was the 11th caution flag. Now we're on to caution flag number 13. So 13 caution flags so far, 100 lap race. You know, we're on pace here for about 15 before we see the end of this one. But nonetheless, some great racing action right from the drop of the green flag right down to this checkered flag, man. It's been some great battles out there on the racetrack, and now is the time to see who's going to shine late in this race as tires starting to fade away. That extra 25 laps, we're going to see if these drivers can keep their cars pointed in the right directions, if they can hang on to them without having a blowout here on the racetrack, and see if they can keep on trucking as we're going to see the green flag come back out for that 23 machine of Ethan Toder. As Toder quickly sees that green flag back out into the air, and he's looking to try to run away with this one. Tanner Tomasi there in second, Stephen Gaines in third, Bob Klein there in fourth with Chisholm Burns in position number 5. Alvin Crawley there in position number 6 with Curtis Griffin. Joe Sees, Jaden Anderson, and Ryan Hodge rounding out our top 10. Austin Sessions, Hayden Tolleson, Jackson Reitzler, Bolton Herbert, Chase Hardy rounding out our top 15. Scott Dumb, Zach Jenkins, Tyler Riddle, BJ Goodnight, Drew Jockman, Ethan Johnson, Daniel Elkins, Matt George, and Jackson Crawford rounding out the field here in this one. But it's all Ethan Toder for a lot of laps here this evening. This number 23 machine has been out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done. It's Bob Klein making some moves here. Klein up into position number 2 late in this race. Bob Klein up into the second spot. He's up 21 positions from where he started. This 8-main feature event started all the way back in position number 23 on the racetrack. And here he is up into position number 2. What a run, what a drive here for the 7 machine of Bob Klein. Is Klein right there into that second spot, and Stephen Gaines behind him in position number 3. Chisholm Burns there in 4th. Calvin Crowley now up into 5th as Tanner Tomasi. Looks like Tomasi struggling here in the 09 ride, not getting a whole lot of turn, not a whole lot of power out of that 09 ride as it's starting to limp around the racetrack here. You gotta imagine that rear tire is just absolutely shredded apart here for the 9 ride, and he's just trying to hang on to it late in this race and trying to keep that 09 from going around, but he's got some good cars right there behind him as here comes Jaden Anderson down to his inside. The 22 ride of Curtis Griffin right there. Joe Sees all right there, ready to pounce as man, oh man, oh man. Ethan Toder continuing to lead the way here as the 23 ride out in front. Ryan Hodge right there in front of him. He's 8 laps down as Hodge trying to stay on the lead lap here as he was giving the wave around and back onto the lead lap, but he's trying to keep that 23 ride at bay as 23 trying to put him a lap down, make sure that he stays back there behind him as you see the 33 machine of Ryan Hodge trying to hang on to it. The rear end really starting to step around here. He's really trying to hold it in a straight line. Unfortunately, struggling hard here with that 33 ride. Maybe the contact, some damage there affecting his ride, or maybe just an extra bit of tire burn off as that 23 and Ethan Toder continuing to pull away. Toder out in front, Bob Klein there in second, Stephen Gaines in position number 3 as we see 4 more laps left to go, 3 more this time behind the start-finish line. So 1 more time down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4 as we see 3 more laps left to go up on the board here. So 3 more laps for Ethan Toder to get it done here at Eldora to pick up the checkered flag in the SRA, the Southern Racing Association Tunnel Vision by Hackney New Year's Nationals at Eldora Speedway. The 23 ride of Ethan Toder trying to get it done, trying to pick up the checkered flag is this time down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. He's going to see that white flag fly. 1 more time around here for Ethan Toder. This Toder out in front with a 1.4 second lead. Down into corner number 3 for the final time here this evening. And out at corner number 4, he's going to keep it pointed in the right direction as the 23 of Ethan Toder going to pick up the checkered flag and park it down here in the Eldora Speedway victory lane as he picks up the Southern Racing Association's New Year's Nationals victory here to start the year. What a run, what a race, and what a drive for Ethan Todert. Bob Klein coming home in position number 2, and Stephen Gaines coming home in position number 3. What a run, what a race, and what a drive here out of these 3. Man, what a finish that was, and what a run out of the 23 ride. Ethan Todert for a little bit looked like he was going to start to slide backwards, but he battled back to the front of the field. A good battle there with the 33 rides of Ryan Hoge and Jaden Anderson for a lot of laps as they continued to duke it out, and we saw a lot of drivers come up through the field, especially Bob Klein, our second place driver there in that 7 machine, up 21 positions to come home in that second spot on the racetrack, as we'll stack them up and bring them up here into the broadcast booth for their post-race interviews. Alrighty, as we'll get ready to pull our race winner Ethan Todert up here into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview. You see the 33 ride parked up there on the front stretch wall there, spinning the tires and having a little bit of fun out there on the racetrack. As we quickly see if we can turn that volume down a little bit so we don't have to hear that car revving too much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to pull our race winner up into the broadcast booth here for their post-race interview. Let me see if we can get this up and around that. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. What a run from Bob. Yeah, that was a great run from Bob right there. 9 cars finished. Yeah, unfortunately, 9 cars got her done there in that one. Woo, go Todert. Todert got her done here in this one. I know, that's such a weird last name, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I didn't make the show because it was rough with the bad sliders or just putting people in the wall, laugh aloud. Yeah. It was a tough one out there tonight, Shaner. It was a tough one out there, brother, but it is what it is. We're going to get ready. We're going to pull our race winner in here, Ethan Todert, getting it done, picking up the checkered flag and parking the 23 ride down here in Victory Lane. Let's get him up here for his post-race interview. Hey, Ethan, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yep.
Ethan, man, what a run, what a race as you're able to get that 23 ride up into Victory Lane here in the Southern Racing Association's New Year's Nationals race number 2, the super late models here at the beautiful Eldora Speedway. Man, take us back through that one as we saw a lot of great racing action. You had the 33 rides there all around you there for a little while. You throw in Tanner Tomasi, but Jaden Anderson very, very fast there throughout the middle portion of this race. The 33 ride as well of Ryan Hoge right there, giving you a run for your money all the way throughout this one, but late in this race, you find yourself back at the front of the field. You were able to run away with it and park it down here at Victory Lane, man. Take us back through that race and how much fun it was there at the front of the field.
Yeah, I mean, usually the cream rises to the top, and we just showed that. We tested there for about 30 minutes or so. Me and Tanner made a really good set that would get us through the whole race. So we let Jaden destroy his tires, destroy his car, and do what he was going to do. And then Hodge was decent there, but if there wasn't a wall, I don't think he would have been very good. So we just let him destroy his stuff, and right front ended up falling off. So we just stayed out front and tried to keep our nose clean as much as we could. But some things happened, but I think we stayed fairly clean.
Absolutely. The 23 ride very clean there at the front of the field here as you park it down here in Victory Lane. Ethan, take us throughout this race as we saw you leading us down to the green flag here a lot of times. A lot of constant flags, man. It can really kill your momentum, kill your mood in a quick hurry here. How do you prepare for a race like this, and how do you keep yourself focused out there on the racetrack with so many caution flags coming out, with so many laps left to go, knowing that it's taken quite a while? How do you keep yourself focused throughout this race, knowing that there's a lot of very talented drivers back there behind you, getting another opportunity to get to your back bumper to try to find a way around you, throw that big Hail Mary slide job or anything else that could potentially take you out of the race? How do you go through that? How do you go through those emotions, knowing that those drivers have that opportunity late in this race or throughout this race with all those caution flags?
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple talented guys there, but the 33s, they were just kind of there to be there. They were just kind of killing their stuff. They weren't going to have tire at the end, so we just stayed patient. Me and Tanner just rode 1-2 there, just trying to save enough tire to where when they got to us, we knew they were going to be going. So just waiting. And then when they got to us, we kind of turned it on, and stuff got a little crazy there for a minute. I think Tanner got destroyed out of it, and that kind of ruined his race. But yeah, just let them fall off like weeds, and then we just took the lead and ran away.
Absolutely. As you park it up here in victory lane, Ethan, who would you like to thank for a great run and a great drive here tonight as you pick up the victory here in race number 2 of the Southern Racing Association's New Year's Nationals?
Yeah, everybody back at Speed Ranch, Dirty South Speed Shop, Chris Hill for keeping me calm there. He really helped me out a bunch right there, and I think that's it. Ryan Hodge for losing the right front, and then House of Speed for buying the Speed Ranch sets.
Absolutely. Well, Ethan, my boy, congratulations. A great run and a great job picking up the checkered flag here in this one, man. A strong performance all evening long out of the 23 machine. Look forward to seeing you back up here in victory lane throughout 2024, and a great way to start it off here, and a great way to start off your weekend as well, picking up a little bit of an extra payday here in this one. Congratulations, and look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack very soon.
Thank you, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our race winner, Ethan Todert, as he picks up the checkered flag and parks it up here in victory lane at Eldora Speedways. We're going to get ready to pull in our second place finisher, our second place driver, picking up 21 positions. It's Bob Klein coming home here in position number 2. Let's get him up here into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview. Hey, Bob, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. Taking a copy?
Here, and I got you loud and clear.
Oh, man, what a run, what a race, man. Take us back through this one as we saw so much mayhem, so much carnage out there on the racetrack. You're able to keep yourself fairly clean and out of all the action there for quite a while, and slowly but surely throughout this race, as drivers started to fall off, started to fall out of the race, you're able to move yourself closer and closer and closer towards the front, and there, late in this one, you make the move up into position number 2, up 21 positions from where he started to finish it off here with a solid second place run here out of that number 7 ride.
Yeah, man, it was pretty hectic there for a little bit. I mean, usually on these long races, especially Eldora, it always just goes right up to the high side. So it just kind of, pace yourself. And I was starting back row, so I just kind of, I don't know, I'm sure you weren't obviously watching, but I just chilled out for probably the first 70, 65 laps or something, and then it was kind of go time from there. I think I did get a little damage, and I ended up even going into the pits and just repairing it, not using quick repair, because I mean that was lap 50 something, and I knew the calamity was still going to happen, so I didn't want to risk using that quick repair and being boned.
Absolutely don't want to use it too soon with only minimal damage, enough where you can still race it out there on the racetrack. And, usually, any type of bad luck on the racetrack or on the simulator is going to be, as soon as you get it fixed up, as soon as you get it back out there, the next caution flag, you're going to get tied up into it and absolutely destroyed. But luckily enough, it didn't happen to you tonight, as you're able to keep that 7 ride pointed in the right direction here for most of this race and up into position number 2, man. What was going through your mind there late in this race with so many caution flags and all these restarts and so many talented drivers beating and banging and battling all around you there as you were able to slide yourself up into position number 2? Did you think it was possible here, when you're sitting there at lap 75, knowing that there's still, Tanner Tomasi and, Toder, but you had Jaden Anderson and Ryan Hodge up there and a lot of other good talented drivers in front of you? They had to try to figure out a way to get around.
Well, I went in the pits early, 60 something laps, 70 maybe, and I seen I had still decent amount of tire left, and I knew those guys up front, they've been up there the whole race, and I was dead last at some point, and I knew that they were hauling butt, so I knew that if I could get up there, I mean, Ethan had a clean car. I mean, he's a legend. Couldn't really do anything to get around him, but the other guys, even Stephen Gaines, Tomasi, I mean, I was really kind of surprised I got around those guys, but I think they got together and just seized the opportunity and went for the slide and cleared it. And then I knew that I had probably a little bit more tire than those guys, a little bit cleaner car than Tomasi, and I just got it started going. But man, I race in real life, and like you know, those nerves in iRacing, they get you. I was, you know, 5 to go. My right foot was jackhammering on that throttle.
Absolutely. They come up
yeah.
and bite you in a quick hurry. Those nerves whenever you're racing for, you know, any kind of money or, you know, just being on the main stage, having, you know, so many people watching and cheering you on and having all that pressure of the eyes in the skies watching you out there on the racetrack adds into it a little bit more and a little bit more here. And obviously, you know, having, you know, a lot of drivers in this field duking it out and knowing that you could be the best of the best here on the evening and picking up the checkered flag, but coming up one spot short in position number 2 builds up those nerves, but also going to feel very, very rewarding at the end of the night as you come home here in position number 2. Bob, who would you like to thank for such a strong run and such a strong race here this evening?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks. Definitely you for putting it on. Carden for putting the league on. You know, I think I joined this league back in 2020 and never really ran it since then, and seen it was popped up and said, heck, I'm gonna run it. You know, nothing else to do on a Friday night. Also Majula Speed Shop, CFM Esports. I had an awesome spotter helping me out. He was probably one of the reasons why I avoided all those cautions or all those wrecks. So thanks, Justin. That's about it, man. Oh, JDM Designs. I always forget him. Unfortunately, sorry, John.
So good. Well, Bob, man, what a run, what a drive as you pick up 21 positions on the racetrack. Come home here in position number 2, man. What a run and what a race. And we look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack throughout 2024. Hopefully right back up here in the PeaceMaker Gaming broadcast booth and maybe, you know, a few times throughout the year, maybe a couple spots, you know, a spot better and up in Victory Lane.
Awesome. Thanks, Aaron.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night.
You too. Bye.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our second place finisher, Bob Klein. As Bob coming home here in position number 2. What a run, what a drive there for that 7 ride as he picks up, 21 positions to park that number 7 ride here in position number 2 up there on the front stretch. What a run and what a drive there out of that number 7 machine as we're going to get ready to pull in our third place finisher, Stephen Gaines here. We're going to get Stephen up here into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview. Hey, Stephen, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Even we meet again up here in the broadcast booth, man. Back-to-back top 3 finishes as you get the 0-9 ride here in this one up into the podium once again, man. Take us back through this race. A bit of a wild one as we saw you up and down throughout the top 10 here and slowly but surely late in this race, making some moves, working with Bob Klein there and marking yourself back up inside the top 3 here late in this race, man. Take us back throughout this race and how you got it done.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my bad. I accidentally hit the wrong button.
Okay, I was like, what in the world just happened to poor Steven? All right, Steven, go ahead.
Anyways, yeah, we started off the night real strong. You know, we had a good qualify result and then good heat race. We transferred into the main, and we knew the whole goal was tire game. We were just riding. I was rolling bottom for a while, just saving tires because we all knew it was one lane around the top. That's just how it is around this place now with the way you run it in. Just bided my time, just stayed around, let the guys that are faster than me go, and just pass them back whenever they fell off. And we got lucky there. With about 10 to go to get up into the top 3. Felt like I had something there towards the end. Just saved a little bit too long.
Yeah, that's always the biggest scare. You save tires, and then before you know it, you're possibly one of the fastest cars out there on the racetrack, but you're so far back there that you just don't have enough time to work yourself back up to the leaders here. Ethan Toder was a man on a mission here in the super late models, but you're right there all evening long, putting on a great show in the 09 run as we saw a lot of craziness here throughout the evening, whether it was the UMP modifieds and then right in here with these super late models. We saw a lot of caution flanks, a lot of beating and banging, but we saw a lot of great racing action as well. A lot of 3 wide, 4 wide, even some 5 wide battles yourselves out there on the racetrack, and you were right there in the thick of it, man. What was going through your mind there as you guys were all door to door, beating and banging, battling there throughout the field?
I was thinking, I know these guys have been running real hard, and I knew I had tire more than them, and I knew it was time to go. So I was just trying my best way to get around them without damage, because damage kills here with being so aerodynamic. And I think we did a pretty good job. Wish I would have got by a few of them earlier on in the race and then paced myself. Definitely always something to work on. We'll get it under control and come back even better.
Absolutely. You always got that notebook out, taking notes, realizing what you need to do, what you might have to do the next one, especially for these big, long 100-lappers. You know, it's not, every day that we put these on and have this talented, this amount of talented drivers in the field for a show or a 100-lap race, like a hosted race and a regular, Friday night or Tuesday night or anything else there. So it gives you a good perspective on where you are with some of the best in the business. And here we are, back-to-back races, back-to-back long races, parking your ride up on the podium. Steven, who would you like to thank for yet again another great run, another great race, and another solid podium run here out of that 09 ride here in the late model?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Tanner Tomasi for letting me drive his car, because he couldn't get the job done, so I told him I could do it better. Just messing with him. Thank JC Floyd, all the same people I did last time. Man, I just can't do it without these guys. Just a great group of people. If you're new to getting in the game, I'd suggest just coming over to Speed Ranch, hanging out with us. We're in Discord. We're so friendly. We're always willing to help. We're not about the money. We're not money hungry. We're always willing to help. And thank you for sticking through us all night here. It's been a long one. A lot of great fun. Thank Carden for putting this league on. League races like this is what makes the game more enjoyable for me, because you get to sit down and race and not have to worry about officials or anything.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Steven, a good run and a good drive. We look forward to seeing you back up there on the racetrack throughout 2024. And we look forward to seeing you back up here in the PeaceMaker Gaming broadcasting booth. And hopefully, maybe a couple spots better throughout the season. And up here in Victory Lane, picking up some checkered flags in that 07 ride.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your evening and have a great weekend.
You too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our third place finisher, Steven Gaines. As Gaines comes home here in position number 3. Man, what a run, what a race, what a drive here by all of these drivers. Man, they put on a wild show here for us all evening long. But unfortunately, we're going to call it there on that note. It's getting late here for us. It's already midnight. I got to get up early, so we're going to call it there on that note, man. I appreciate you guys all tuning in. My boy Kevin Odell coming in, dropping the like on the stream. Blake Perkins coming in, showing the love here in this one as well there a little while ago as we were doing the interviews. Man, some great racing action, a lot of fun, a lot of good shows here by these guys, and some great battles all evening long. But we're going to call it there on that note as, man, some great racing action. That was a lot of fun, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning in, showing the love here throughout this one, coming in with the likes, the comments, the shares, any of the new followers, any of the new subscribers. I appreciate you guys, and look forward to seeing you guys back in the broadcast booth and back in to the grandstands here, as we're going to call it there on that note. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you guys probably back here tomorrow for some sort of racing action. I don't know what we got planned, but I'm sure we'll get something going. But anyways, guys, thank you all for tuning in. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo! Oh! When I'm in need, yeah, she's a trifling friend indeed. Oh, she's a gold digger, way over town. That digs on me. She give me more when I'm in need. She give me more when I'm in need. I gotta leave. I gotta leave. I gotta leave. I gotta leave. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. Get down, girl, go ahead, get down. Get down, girl, go ahead, get down. Get down, girl, go ahead, get down. Get down, girl, go ahead. She give me more when I'm in need. She give me more when I'm in need. I gotta leave. I gotta leave. I gotta leave. I gotta leave. Yeah. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. Get down, girl, go ahead, get down. Get down, girl, go ahead, get down. Get down, girl, go ahead, get down. Get down, girl, go ahead. She give me more when I'm in need. She give me more when I'm in need. I gotta leave. I gotta leave. I gotta leave. I gotta leave. Yeah, she give me more when I'm in need. She give me more when I'm in need. I gotta leave. I gotta leave. I gotta leave. I gotta leave. We want freedom. Yeah. She give me more when I'm in need. I gotta leave. I gotta leave. I gotta leave. I gotta leave. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. Get down, girl, go ahead, get down. Get down, girl, go ahead, get down. Get down, girl, go ahead, get down. Get down, girl, go ahead.
What's that thing called when you meet somebody and you feel like you're walking on a cloud? And every step you made all your life, wrong or right, led you to this place right here, right now. You know, it's like